So today, the NHL 16 feature set was finally revealed. Basically, it talks about everything that will be in the game. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth with what I got to see when I was in Vancouver, and I'm also going to talk about mostly the stuff I'm interested in, mostly EASHL, maybe touch on some of the other stuff near the end of the video. But if you're interested in my opinions and what I've personally noticed when I actually played the alpha build, stick around and listen to my thoughts. So first and foremost, EASHL is back. Everything that you would expect to have in EASHL in terms of being able to search with anywhere between 2 and 6 players, being able to match goalie, all that is back, and basically there's going to be a lot of other changes to it, but what you expect when you hear EASHL, when you hear 6v6, that is all in the game. So the first specific change, and the biggest one in my opinion that I can talk about, is the player classes. It's not like FIFA. A lot of people are saying it's like FIFA. It's not like FIFA at all. So when you get into a game, you choose Playmaker, let's say. You want to play as a Playmaker, you choose Playmaker. Everyone who chooses Playmaker gets the exact same attribute setup for Playmaker. I'm not sure about height and weight yet. It might be locked per build. It might be something you can customize. But in terms of attributes, your speed, your agility, your shot, your passing, whatever, you cannot customize those. Those are based on your player class. The player classes are Playmaker, two-way forward, grinder, sniper, power forward, and enforcer, I believe, for forward. And then you have 2-way D, offensive D, defensive D, and enforcer for defense. And then goalie, I believe, is the same as previous gen as well, with stand-up, hybrid, and butterfly. A common misconception people have when I say you cannot change those attributes is they say, oh, so you just have an amateur card, your guy will suck. No, the way it's working is EA has set certain attributes, so like, if you're a playmaker, you're going to have a good passing attribute. You're going to have like maybe 90 passing. If you're a sniper, you'll probably have 90 shooting, but only like 75 passing and maybe 80 deking or 85 deking. I don't know the exact numbers, but basically, if you pick a sniper, you'll be good at what a sniper should be good at, and you'll be pretty shit at other things. So like, if you want to try to check someone with a sniper, it's going to be tough. You're going to have to get a perfect check. But if you want to check someone with a grinder, if you want to check someone with a defensive D-man, you'll probably get away with more bad angle checks because you're a better hitter. So it isn't like you're using an amateur 1 card, it's more like you're using just a really good boost pack, better than the boost packs that are on previous gen. That's the best way I can explain it. Everyone basically selects a boost pack, and the boost packs are pretty damn good. They're just not as OP, I guess as you could say, as the builds people were making in previous gen. And it also removes that excuse that a lot of people have where people are using, oh, they're using super builds, they have this secret sauce with size, weight, attributes. I never really bought into that. I don't really think builds are that important, at least on previous gen they weren't. But a lot of people bought into that, but a lot of people believe that, and that is completely removed from the game as everyone will be using the exact same attributes. Although this isn't something I find hugely important, there's new customization stuff you can do with like stick tape and stuff. I'm not going to get too far into it. If you want to check stuff like that out, there's other people who made videos very similar to this one. But basically, if you want to customize your EASHL player, you still can with different things, different head models, different stick tape, different equipment, but the attribute customizations are gone. Another thing I wanted to touch on for EASHL is the leaderboard style. A lot of people are now used to that new HUT leaderboard style where it's basically however many games you play, it doesn't matter how many you lose, you just need to win as many as you can, win the division as many times as you want, and then you go up the leaderboard. And some of the guys near the top of the leaderboard don't necessarily have the best records. Some of them do, but some of them don't. With EASHL, it's more like previous gen, where losing would like make you lose points, losing could bring you down the leaderboard, winning could bring you up, and you see more skill-based leaderboards, which is a good thing in my opinion. And they still have the individual player leaderboards, where how many points you have on defense, right wing, left wing, if you're a monthly all-star or whatever, they still have all that. So I just wanted to quickly talk about my opinions on these facts that I already just laid out for you. Basically, the new player classes I think is a necessary evil. I really don't even think it's that bad in terms of the evil part of that phrase, but it does allow people who get the game partway through the year, or people who are normally HUT players, normally be a GM players, normally offline be a pro players, to step into online, and it relies on their skill rather than the fact that they would have had an amateur one, which I think is huge. Any competitive game, you don't want to have a hurdle that someone needs to go, a grind, if you will, that they need to go through to get to a level where they can compete. You want them to be able to compete right away, but then have to develop the skills within the game to get better. And that's a good thing in my opinion. I really don't think it can be argued the other way, other than it's bad to get rid of customization, and I get that, but it's necessary. That's the evil, I guess, in the necessary evil. So all in all, I think the NHL franchise, at least for EASHL, is heading in the correct direction. I hope there's some more support in terms of the year-end playoffs we had back in 09 and 10, something like that coming back, where you actually reward the best teams in the game for playing by having some sort of tournament that can have them win a prize or win a trip, as was the case back then. And maybe even some of that stuff comes back for HUT. I didn't talk about HUT like at all in this video. It's pretty much the same. They added Play a Friend. Be a Pro is also a little bit different. They added some cool stuff with that. And Be a GM, they added player morale and a few other things as well. If you want to hear more stuff about that, there's plenty of videos. Honestly, just search YouTube NHL 16 features, and I'm sure you'll see the Clapperton and Bojo Co. and a few other guys up there as well talking about this stuff. But I do think EA is going to support the game a lot better. We've been talking to them. They've been having us come back. We've gone to Vancouver twice. We will be going a third time before NHL 16 even releases. I don't know how much we'll be able to affect the game at that point, maybe some patches and stuff. But that is something that I think EA is really focusing on, supporting the EASHL community and the NHL community as a whole, because they know that our community isn't huge, and if people keep leaving it, it won't be a viable income source for them, really. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think, because I know Richard Head wants to have another shot, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.